Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Hopefully, you're doing better than Jonathan Majors, or maybe you're doing just as good as Jonathan Majors. It all depends on how you guys want to see the situation. However, let me just lay out what I have found out about Jonathan Majors within the last 24 hours. And is it a roller coaster? It's a world storm, and I just have to pull some cards just to find out what is going on with our guy Jonathan, because here there is alleged audio recordings of Jonathan Majors having a phone call with Grace Jubari, where if it's not a phone call, a conversation where she must have secretly recorded him. And Jonathan Majors was talking about how he has never been aggressive to women, but he does admit that he was aggressing her. He said, "I aggressed you." Very interesting choice of words there. "I aggressed you." Quote of the month. No cap. That takes the cake for sayings for me. "I aggressed you." That was both polite and straight to the point at the same time. I loved it. But here's the downside to that, because then she went on to talk about, well, you choked me. That's the politest way to say it in that sense. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say the actual phrase. And he was just like, yes, I did all of that. That is all under aggressed. So just by that, he has admitted that he has been aggressive towards Grace. So all that to be said, she got her apology. He confessed. He did time in jail. So please do tell me, why has this audio recording has been resurfaced? Who resurfaced it? How did they get this? And why did they get this? Because let's talk about it. Jonathan Majors has a movie releasing, I think this weekend that just passed, or this coming weekend, that is called, wow. Okay, first off, this recording was retained by Rolling Stone. Yes, I do remember that now. But how did Rolling Stone get this? Because this audio footage must have only been between these two, unless it was used in the court cases, but it was never brought up as evidence in the trial. So who, where, why, and how did Rolling Stone get it? Please answer those 5 basic questions and write me a story, because this isn't making sense at this point, because it honestly just sounds like just when Dream and Hope, a new Marvel movie, is getting ready to come out. Was that the name of his movie that's getting ready to come out? Oh, let me just make sure. Wow. Okay. 2022. AI doesn't want to work with me fast on this one. Okay. Marvel. Colleen, what's his name? Here we go. Yes, found it. His name is the name of the Marvel movie, Magazine Dreams. His new Marvel movie, which he had recorded and starred in back in 2022. However, this lawsuit and incident happened in 2023, and then all of 2024 was taken up with him doing jail time and court case and tied up with all this. And now here we are in 2025. So here is 3 years post-production, and the movie is now finally going to get released. It was going to be released in 2022 or 2023, but this whole legal allegation, it got shelved, and who knows if it was ever going to see the light of day. However, it seems like Jonathan Majors is getting ready to have a redemption arc, just like he even said in an interview himself. When it comes to his, Jonathan Majors, career future, he says, and I quote, "All I can do, like Keelan, is dream and hope and plan and put a plan in place, putting things together in a way that in this next chapter, I'm the best version of myself, not just playing a really cool character in a really cool way." So he's basically saying that he's trying to embody this character. This character is actually beautifully timed, so perfect that when he's finally experiencing these challenges with himself that he had to embody 3 years ago, it's resurfacing within himself again. That he says in this article, is this an exact quote? No, it is not. It says 2 years later, now filming in the upcoming out from the artist's perspective out of a perfect time, at the perfect time for the industry of our art form, the people and the country in a way. I think it was just another vehicle for Jonathan Majors, for myself. And that's cool, but art needs to be impactful. And I think something else has happened. My career and myself were not necessarily on the same level at that time. I had to sacrifice a lot of myself to build the career in the way it was. And now after 2 year hiatus, this 2 year workshop, I'm working to be in a place and I'm wow, English here. Wow. I'm working to be in a place and I'm closer to a place where I'm capable of speaking to the film at a level that the film deserves. So, all that to be said about Jonathan Majors, because I'm just so excited to do his reading. I did have a few more quotes from that article, but it was from USA Today. Please check it out if you want to read more of that article, because that has what has, wow. Wow, are we in a Mercury retrograde? Where's my English today? Let me just calm down. So Jonathan Majors, because all this is coming out, he feels like he has grown. He is not the same person he was 2-3 years ago when this incident happened, let alone when he filmed this role. So for the fact that this role is coming out, and now peculiarly, interestingly enough, this audio footage has resurfaced. Like, why? It seemed like everything was going good for Jonathan Majors. He has found new love. He's engaged. He has moved on. And yet, let's not forget about his past. Oh yeah, let's not forget that this movie that's coming out. Do not forget what Jonathan was just 2-3 years ago when he was filming this. A woman beater. Like, that's what it's really feeling like. Shall we not forget, audience, who this man truly is? Do you guys not see it? So I have to pull some cards to figure out, how does Jonathan feel right now? Like, let's truly see what the cards have to say about Jonathan. Has he truly grown? Has he truly developed? Is he truly no longer that person he was 2-3 years ago, like he claims he is? And he is a new grown person, an evolved man, even, we could say. So let's just pull out some cards and find out about Jonathan Majors. Because woo-wee, I'm so excited I can't even speak properly. So here we have the Father of Swords, which is the King of Swords. Interesting pick. Let's see what's surrounding this King of Swords. Let's see what's surrounding the mental. I'm almost getting like Oculus vibes. or like virtual reality, when you are in this empty vastness of space. Like if you really think about it, just think, yes, we are in a solar system, but just think about planet Earth and if for what it really is. It's a rock floating around in space. Vast space. Like you think these, by the way they make these solar systems look at pictures, that we have neighbors, and just because we can see them twinkling in the sky and we can see pretty much every planet up to Saturn, that these planets are super close, but no, they're actually like extremely far. Like if you were to think about it, we're all just pretty much sitting in dark space, and the only thing we can truly really see outside of ourselves is pretty much the sun. So we are our true neighbor is truly only the moon. That's why we can see it so closely, because that's how close the moon is to us. So this is how I'm feeling, and that's what the Oculus puts you in, that space of mindset, that you are so isolated, that you are alone, floating in some cyberspace, not internet, but not physical reality limbo place. That's what I feel about this Father of Swords. That Jonathan Majors as the King of Swords, and because this is the swords and it's all about airways and frequency, of course, I'm going to take the whole technology route of this. However, just the King of Swords and the way it's making me feel, it's like a sort of isolation. Just Jonathan floating amongst space, interacting with whatever these cards are about to be laid out around him. These are the forces he could be bumping up to, or this is the solar system that's surrounding him. So let's see what's beneath him, what is grounding him. Ooh, we have the Daughter of Pentacles. Now, could that literally be his child, or could this just literally be something within himself? Because this is the Page of Pentacles, and this could be how he's feeling about his career and launching it off again after having a 2-year hiatus, and really getting back into roles, or just getting back into himself, honestly. But let's find out what is behind him or in the past. The King of Pentacles. Wow, was what was once a mighty king is, or was once a like a childling, a immature individual, has grown into something mature, and that maturity has now migrated and shifted itself, because instead of being a King of Pentacles, he shifted into a King of Swords. So let's see what is above his head. Okay, I was starting to get nervous. I thought the whole family was going to pop out for a second. What is above his head is the Seven of Pentacles. A lot of earth. He is surrounded by earth. Now, does that earth mean his finances, or does earth represents his prestige and his status within the industry that determines his physical reality? But let's find out the future. Is it going to be a pentacle? Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. That's actually a very good card for the future, honestly. Because for the Wheel of Fortune, that means the future is up in the air, and it's up for grabs to forever how he chooses to make it and spin it. He has everything. He's done the work. He's put the time and energy into it. So therefore, in the future, wherever his career goes, all depends on the moment and now, and how he chooses to react or not react. So let's see what is in the fear section. The 10 of Swords. Whew, I don't blame you, bruh. In the hopes card, which is actually quite interesting, is the 8 of Cups. Friends, family, loved ones, and let's just say his fiance. Oh, the 5 of Pentacles. Wow, this totem pole looks very dark. I'm not a fan of the imagery here. And please, outcome be something beautiful. Ooh, the Mother of Pentacles. Okay, came full circle. Now that one I liked. We started off with the King of Pentacles, and we end off with the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is right above lastly, after I said about his partners, so let's dive into that a little bit more deeply, shall we, at the very end. However, like I said, at this very moment for Jonathan Majors, him as the King of Swords, he mentally is feeling strong, confident within himself, and he's ready to, in the nicest way possible, bulldoze and move him and make moves and strides through the industry now. He's ready to get back into acting. He's ready to get back into the old rhythm of things, the old frequency, the old vibes that he did in his acting career, not talking about who he was then, but getting back to the old stuff, the good old days, getting back to what he truly loves and what he truly was working hard for. Like this cool, like this like this King of Pentacles says, he was basically at the top of his career. It was at his peak. He was just starting to get the taste of the good life before the good life was harvested from him, like the antlers are just shaken off. Its season was over, and now it's time for him to grow back those antlers. It's time for him to kind of, even though this is a mother, not a mother, but a daughter or a page of pentacles, just metaphorically speaking of a young individual that is still very energetic, is still ready. And this is him in his very moment. And this is what is solidifying him and keeping him grounded, is that he's still energetic. He's still young at heart, even though he had to do some jail time. And when they say you go back, when you have to do some jail time, you come out different, or you come out tougher, harder, jail roughens you up. He's still in the long run of it all. He still retains some of that softness, some of his true core essence of who he is. Like he said, maybe he lost himself, because what we see above his head here is the Seven of Pentacles. He's trying to walk a very fine line right now when it comes to his career. He's trying to cross all the T's, dot all the I's, make sure all the Q's and P's are in the right order, just making sure it is all checked out. Like they say, double, triple checking the list to make sure that nothing has been overlooked, that he's not overstepping anything. I'm not sure if he has a PR crisis management team that is trying to help him mold his public persona to get rid of that image he had with the court case, and especially with who Grace Jabari is. But we see here for the future, what's ahead of him is the Wheel of Fortune. Is this all going to work out? We'll see. It will all have to decide on how his Marvel movie does, because we know Marvel is the pulse of the culture. I'm not even a huge comic book fan, and I enjoy some Marvel movies. I'm not going to lie. And because of that, Marvel, it's weird to say that comic books and superheroes have found a way to mold themselves into our everyday reality. And yet people don't read people do read comic books, but like this, maybe it's just the old stigma that people, it's just a whole litany of things about the fact that Marvel's a cultural staple, and Jonathan Majors is a part of that. And that's exactly why the fact that the future all depends on how this movie sells, because that's how significant and important Marvel is. If this movie does not do good, and that's simply because who the star is, because it was looking good, it was looking bright, fans were starting to get a second heart. They were just like, yeah, I'm ready to see the movie. I was ready to see the movie. So because of that, for this audio to suddenly come out as a reminder of, hey, let's not forget, especially this is a movie about a bodybuilder, somebody who is particularly strong, a strong Black man. Yes, let's not forget what he did to Grace Jabari, and admitted to it too. So he knows he has it in him. and he's trained to be this bodybuilder. You see the narrative that's trying to be painted here for him. And this is where his fears is coming in at this very moment with the 10 of swords. And he is feeling slain, like he's feeling like he's being taken out, like he cannot catch a break. Just when he feels like he's seeing the light of day, something just comes and rains on his parade. Ooh, that rhymed. However, he's hoping moving forward, though, is even though it looks like it's questionable how the movie will do and how his career will do, it's the Eight of Swords. It's the Eight of Cups. It looks bad. It looks like you've lost something, but in reality, you really haven't. So because of that, that's where his hopes could be. He's hoping that people will be able to look past it, realize they maybe look at the movie for what he truly is, and maybe try to judge him based off of this movie. And that even though, yeah, that was filled back during that time, think about him, who he is now. Has he done enough press tours? Remember, Megan Good, remember I put a ring on it. So because of that, I'm a changed man. I know what love is. I learned, baby, baby, take me back. That's how he's feeling. It's just like, don't let this be all whack. Okay, why am I on a rhyming scheme as I'm going up his pole of negativity is feeling like. However, friends and family around him and loved ones, and particularly his fiance at this very moment, is feeling though his career is the Five of Pentacles, which basically means that all is not lost, that there is some brighter days ahead. There is help around the corner. This rose is withering away, but it hasn't completely dried out and died. There is still some life. There is still some blood, that water coursing through the rose's veins. So because of that, all you just have to do is just re-nurture it. All you have to do is just give it some TLC, some tender love and care, some nurturing. And that career and that image can blossom and bloom just as good, as healthy as it was beforehand. You just have to stand strong on your grounds and your roots. Going back to the earth that was surrounding Jonathan in this, like I said, this hypothetical space of emptiness, this vast emptiness of just floating, and what's around him, his career, tangibility, his change, his growth, his evolution, waiting for the cards to fall in the right place, just hoping and praying that destiny got in, that everything is turning out for his favor, that he has truly learned his lesson, he truly has changed, and that for the fact that he has changed, that therefore his career should be able to change along with him, if his change was authentic, and that comes across the screen and people genuinely feel that he is genuine in who he is and who he says and claims to be now. And that we're just going to have to trust him along this ride and along this journey, that even though this audio has came out where he is openly taking responsibility, let's not try to get lost in this narrative. Let's also not forget there is clear audio. Yes, all of that means I aggressed you. Yes, I did that. Yes, I understand that. And I understand I was wrong in that situation. And that is totally not me. And I was out of my character. The man owned up some responsibility. He was able to acknowledge his wrongs here. What more do we want from him? Are we going to scrutinize him for being honest and authentic and shaking up and owning responsibility? Are we going to hold somebody accountable and basically punish them for being accountable after he has done his rightful amount of time and has came out showing that he's a changed man, and that accountability lines up exactly with that change that we're seeing? Some guy that truly is trying to be authentic and is truly trying to be about like peace, love. Are we really going to punish somebody, hold somebody up to a torch, a hold him up to sacrifice him. Like, I don't know how you want me to say this, that it would feel like if we take this audio and like see it for some way that is trying to be painted than what it truly is. So because of that, I'm going to pull a card out. Actually, before I do that, I want to know, how is Jonathan Majors and Megan Good's relationship? That's one question I want to know. How's their relationship? Oh, that's not fun. Okay, that was a lot of cards that came out. The two cards that made themselves prominently known was the Strength card and the Death card. If those come up again, we'll see. I just want one card, because I'm going to ask one more question before I pull a final outcome card. Okay. All right, so, two cards already. Well, for the first question, I want to know is, how is Jonathan Majors and Megan Good's relationship? Ooh, okay. It's the World card. They're coming full circle. They are meeting each other. They're having this balance, their unity. It feels as if they have closed a cycle and starting a new cycle. Okay, I like that. And this last question I wanted to know is, how is Jonathan Majors' movie going to do? Okay, the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Cups. Looks good on the outside, but sorry. The Ten of Cups can also symbolize something that looks so perfect, so joyous, but nothing's like that in reality. And that's where his trepidation could be coming from. That maybe people, but also it could be a time of emotional for him because the movie does so well and it is well received, and that the audience truly does enjoy the film. So let's just pull out one card to symbolize Jonathan Majors' career and its future. Will Jonathan Majors be able to revive his career? Two cards came out. Okay, eclipse. What's behind this eclipse? The jackal. Okay, so what we don't see is the jackal. So eclipse represents all about dark periods and protection and a sensitive time. Okay, that's what it's a sensitive time for his career. His career went through a very dark period. So let's see what was going on during this period, or the jackal. Whatever it is, or about his career at that time, it was definitely sneaky, it was clever, and it was deceitful. So, it definitely seems like it's up in the air. Eclipses are very powerful, and because we just recently came from an eclipse, and this footage also happens to come out, not footage, audio happens to come out during a Venus retrograde, shortly after an eclipse happened. Yeah, it might drive a little bit too hard. It might hit a little too sensitive in people's hearts. Like they say, a little too soon. The Band-Aid had, the wound was just healing, and right before the wound was getting ready to crust over, you rip the Band-Aid off along with the scab. So now it's like an open wound all over again. And it's just like, yeah, not fun, right? And then the jackal is somebody that did this underhandedly, sneakily, just at this time, so that way they could eclipse how people are going to view this movie. This was sneakily and cunningly planned. And so for his career, it's a wheel of fortune. It's truly going to be, are we, the audience, going to be allowing ourselves to be manipulated and be pawns played in this game of the elites, so that way they can continue to ice out Not only a really good actor, but yes, let's go there. I saw a very good, prominent black man actor. You know, a dominant force that needs to be taken down. Somebody that needs to be put in his place and used as an example. You're not just going to walk all over somebody like Grace Jabari and think that you can walk skit free, go back to your race, and think that you are going to have a good movie come out after this and think you came out this unscathed and hunky dory. So, yeah, somebody definitely has some malice against him and his career and who he is. And this is just a perfect time when his career is at a sensitive point to stab them with the knife in the kidneys to remind people and to not forget. But we have the wheel of fortune, the divine timing, the energy that is working higher ups that is going to work against this negative energy that is trying to form against Jonathan will not prosper. So we, as the general audience, have the power to say we are going to stand for Jonathan, and we're not going to boycott Jonathan, and we're going to believe Jonathan at face value, because has he proven us wrong since? Megan Good looks pretty happy. Like, I pulled out for their relationship the world card and for their relationship, it was the world card. The world is beautiful, the world is bountiful, the world is beautiful, the world is the mother of pentacles and the father of pentacles. It is unity, it is coming together. What more could you ask about a world in the relationship? So because of that, I hope you enjoyed my reading on Jonathan Majors and his career, and slightly a little bit about Megan Good. Just check out. However, it seems like this is it's up to the world. Honestly, we have to we honestly have to band together and put our energy, our time, and our dedications to good use, and actually band together for some good things. Like, let's truly not cancel this man for his past and something that he did, that he can even admit that he was out of his own character, that he can admit that, yes, I have grown. I can say that person you saw on, that you're about to see on this film, that wasn't me 2 years ago. Yes, that was a persona I put on. However, now I can say I am truly that guy you see on screen. How much more can you sell this movie to us, bro? Yes, I'm convinced. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and please leave your comments down below. How do you feel about Jonathan Majors? Are you going to see this movie, Mesmerizing Dreams? I forget the name of it. Something like that, a Marvel film. With that being said, I will see you sunflowers in the next one. Please give this video a like if you like this video, or if you just like this content. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed already. It would really mean a lot to the channel. Please and thank you. And with that being said, I will see you sunflowers in the next one. Sunflowers!